Welcome to this bonus presentation for Spring 20 Release Readiness Live. I'm Justin Friend, and I'm here with the team from Financial Services Cloud, who are ready to share the latest and new features and enhancements. Now, we may be making some forward-looking statements, so just a reminder, please make your purchasing decisions based on currently available functionality. And with that, why don't we do a quick round of intros? Jeremy, why don't you kick us off?
Thanks, Justin. My name is Jeremy Jacob, product manager here on the Financial Services Cloud team, and I'm really excited to talk to you about action plans today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anu Agrawal, and I am here to talk to you about 3 different functionalities. The first is the mortgage business APIs. The second is the distributor performance management dashboards for insurance. And finally, I'm going to give you a glimpse of Einstein referral scoring.
And hi, everyone. I'm Sam Kligman. I'm also with Financial Services Cloud. I've been at Salesforce for about 7 years now, and I'm going to be introducing some new enhancements to Lightning Scheduler. We have a guest user setup, we have a setup assistant, and we have some new APIs, and even a bot to go.
Wow. So we have a lot to cover, so let's just jump into it. Jeremy, why don't you kick us off with the first topic?
Great. So just give people a reminder of Financial Services Cloud and the journey that we've been on for a number of years now. We at Financial Services Cloud are all about helping banks, lenders, insurance companies, wealth management firms, and a lot of other financial services companies really unify the experience, the customer experience for their customers. And that success of our customers has actually meant that Financial Services Cloud is one of the fastest growing clouds at Salesforce. So we've been on this incredible journey, but of course we're not stopping now. So what are we actually releasing with Spring 20? Financial Services Cloud is set to deliver a number of features that really help, again, continue having our customers drive value and drive towards a unified financial services experience for all of their customers. So with that, we have 5 features that we will be reviewing and demoing today. The first is I'll be going through action plan enhancements. So that's how are we actually helping customers deliver unified experiences and templates of tasks and documents for their customers. Second, Anu is going to be talking about distribution performance management for insurance. This is all around how do we surface insights on distributor performance for our insurance carriers. She'll also be talking about Einstein referral scoring for financial services, which helps our customers increase and grow their business by leveraging a predictive scoring model. And lastly, Anu will be reviewing some of our mortgage business APIs, which really help our customers who are leveraging our residential loan application stay in sync across all of their various applications. And finally, Sam will be talking about Lightning Scheduler enhancements. So he'll talk about guest user appointments, admin setup assistant, some new APIs, as well as an exciting new bot that we have for Lightning Scheduler. Great, and with that, I'm going to start us off by talking a little bit about action plans. So as many of you are familiar with action plans, it's our configurable templates that let users actually deliver customer experiences that are consistent across a variety of different business functions. So, you can select a group of tasks in a template and actually have users create and instantiate those tasks at a variety of different on a variety of different objects. So this is all about helping to really streamline and to provide dynamic lists of tasks for all business processes. So with that, what have we done in Spring 20? A big exciting part of Spring 20 for action plans is all around bringing in document checklist items into action plans. So prior, you could only actually ever select a group of tasks. And now with action plans, our document checklist and enhancement to action plans, be able to bring in document checklist management processes directly into action plans. So we're really excited about that. The second is around deep cloning of action plan templates. So anytime you have a change in a business process, before this, you'd have to go and create a brand new action plan. Now you'll actually be able to clone the entire action plan, which includes both a group of tasks and a group of document checklist items, to make any subtle or changes you need to adapt to new and changing business processes. And finally, for our partners out there, we're really excited to launch our action plan template packaging, which will allow our partners to actually pre-package groups of action plan templates in terms of helping new customers and new organizations get up and running very quickly with action plans. So really excited about those, and I'm gonna do a quick demo for us to show us all these new powerful features. Great, so here I am in an existing action plan. This is let's say that I'm Cumulus Bank, and I'm creating an action plan template for loan officers to easily manage their process across an existing mortgage opportunity. So you can see we have a number of tasks here for the loan officer to complete, as well as some documents that they need to collect. Let's say I want to add a new document checklist item to this template. Now, with Spring 20, be able to select a new document checklist item. And I want to be able to have our loan officers collect a gift letter if it's relevant in the process. So I'm going to go in, create a new item for a gift letter, select the type as supporting document, and I'll give an instruction to the applicant. Please provide a gift letter if applicable. And because not everybody has a gift letter, I'm going to mark this as not required. We will save this here. And with this, I'll have a new document checklist item directly on this, created on this template. Great, and with that, I'm ready to publish this template so that all my loan officers can create new plans and manage their mortgage opportunities in a consistent way. Great. Now that I've created this action plan template, I realize, wait, we're actually in 2020, not 2019. Now I want to actually create a new action plan template for the new year. But given that this is a published template, I can't actually edit this existing template. So with the clone feature, I'm going to go in and actually clone this entire template. So let's clone it and update it for 2020. Just rename it our 2020 mortgage action plan template. We want to keep everything else the same. Let's update the description as well for the new year. Click Save. And what that will do is clone all the tasks and document checklist items from the 2019 onto the 2020 mortgage action plan template. Now this is this new 2020 action plan template is unpublished, so I'll be able to go in and make any necessary changes to it. So let's go in, and we want to make sure that we're collecting compliantly collecting the most up-to-date W-2. So let's go in and update that document checklist item to make sure that we're instructing the borrower to upload their 2019 W-2. So just make some quick, easy changes. Want to keep that as required. The other thing is that I know that in 2020, we're no longer running our checking account promotion. So want to make sure that that's not a task that gets in the way of the loan officer doing their job in 2020. So I'm going to go in and remove that task from this action plan. Great. Now that we've cloned our new 2020 mortgage action plan template, we can go ahead and make the necessary changes before we publish it. So First change, we'd like to make sure that in keeping with compliance for this new action plan template in 2020, we need to make sure that we're updating to collect the applicant's most recent W-2. So let's go in and make sure we're collecting the 2019 W-2. Now that we've made that update, we'd also like to remove the task for the loan officer to review a checking account promotion with the applicant, as that promotion is no longer running. So let's go in and delete that task. Now that the task has been deleted, we're ready to publish this new 2020 mortgage action plan so that all of our loan officers can use that. So let's publish the template. And there we go. Now it's ready for use. All right, back to you, Justin.
Awesome. Well, that was some awesome information. I actually took a couple notes here. I do have one question. Going back to existing task-only action plan templates, how can I include document checklist items into those?
So, a great question. We're actually able to now, with the deep clone feature, allow you to clone all of those action plans and then make changes by adding document checklist items. So very easy for you to add DCIs and document checklist items to your already existing action plans.
Awesome. Well, let's continue this. Let's talk about some mortgage business APIs with Anu here.
Thank you, Justin. So before we get into the Spring 20 functionality, I want to do a little bit of recap on what we've already delivered for mortgage in Financial Services Cloud. So this is the mortgage loan to prospect to close process. And Salesforce, as you know, is very strong in the prospect lead process. And what we introduced last release was the mortgage application process, which basically is the heaviest piece of a mortgage application, as you know. Being able to collect information about the borrower profile, being able to get stakeholders that are working on that application to collaborate, approve documents like Jeremy was talking about, and assign tasks. But after collecting all of that information, what actually happens to an application? Well, what typically happens is it will go from Salesforce to a loan origination system where the underwriter will verify all of those documents, make sure that they're complete, and have some back and forth maybe with the borrower on things that might be missing. So that piece usually happens in a loan origination system. So what we've done for Spring 20 is we've taken that entire residential loan application data model that you're seeing here, all 13 entities, and enabled business APIs to take those objects and transfer them back and forth between third-party systems. So we've enabled the ability to read, create, or update that entire, and in the United States it's called the 1003, but this can be used across the board in other regions as well, to take that and transfer it over to another system or bring it in from another system in a single transaction. And what this will allow is closing of loans faster, because in the past this was a manual process to take it from the intake system to the closing system. And it will also help maintain the integrity of that residential loan application to make sure there's no mistakes during this transfer of information.
Awesome. I love those APIs that you built, but I do have a quick question. Who would actually be the users of those APIs?
Yeah, I didn't really show a demo because there's no real end user. It's mainly intended for a developer or a partner to be able to use the APIs to connect different systems together.
Makes perfect sense. Well, let's talk a little bit about distributor performance management for insurance.
Sure. So before I talk about this, I want to give a quick shout out to our team in India that really has put a lot of hard work into building this functionality for insurance in the last release. So the main piece is these pre-built dashboards that we're delivering for insurance. And as you might know, a lot of insurance goes through distribution channels, and it's really important for the insurance carrier to understand what their distributors are doing, which kind of products they're selling, and maybe if they even need some help or guidance from the carrier, they can get that. It also gives the ability to provide a white space analysis. So if some distributors are really struggling in one area or another, that is surfaced to the carrier, and the carrier can address those needs. Well, let's take a look at this in the application. So the first thing you'll notice is that I am in the insurance console, and all of these dashboards are available right to me within that console alongside where I manage my tasks, my calendar, and accounts. So I can come in here and see what my book of business is across all of the agencies or distributors that I manage. From here, I can also filter if I want to look at particular agencies. And that'll update my dashboards to give me the information for those agencies, and it'll update all of the dashboards that are related to those agencies. I can also do a white space analysis. So as I mentioned before, this is where I can see what those agencies are doing and which white spaces they are a part of. Let me go back and look at all of my agencies so I can see which white spaces apply for the agencies overall. So anywhere where I see a white color or areas that I can maybe focus on for those agencies, maybe send out some marketing material to them so that they're better at selling, say, commercial auto policies. I can also see the key distributors here and filter these by policy type, the industry, effective date. And here it has the sum of my gross written premiums. But if I scroll down, I can also look at these agencies by their policy count or by their loss ratio, and so on. And you'll see a indicator up here that says that I can go into the Analytics Studio if I want to drill down further on these dashboards. And here I can go into the other dashboards that we have created across the board for insurance in our previous releases. So it's really a lot of valuable information that's being surfaced.
Awesome. Well, I did write down a question here. There are also dashboards for our FAR independent agents in the portal, but how do those relate to what we just saw?
That's a very good question, Justin. And that's what's really important about this functionality is the carrier can look at all of the data in one system across their independent agents, across their distributors, across their agents that are working directly for them. So it's really collecting all of the data, and the independent agents can look at the dashboards for just themselves or their agencies, whereas the carrier can look across agencies, which is what we built for this release.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about Einstein referral scoring.
Einstein referral scoring is something that is used broadly across financial services. So in financial services, a lot of business comes through referrals. So a retail banker might refer their client to the mortgage broker that's going to be working on them for mortgage, or to the lending and credit card part of their company that's going to be working on figuring out some credit cards for that customer. So all of these referrals come in, and sometimes they're overwhelming for the managers to decide which referrals to work on first. And that's what we're solving with Einstein referral scoring. We're giving them the ability to have those referrals scored based on predictive scoring models for them so they know which ones to focus on. And these models can look at a lot of different predictive factors, such as the referral's account, the referrer score, so who's referring them, the recipient conversion record, so if the referral is going out to a certain recipient, how successful have they been, and also detailed information about the account itself, like the products that they were interested in. And these scores will show in real time to that manager as they're looking at the referral, so they can know what different factors they should be looking at when they work on that lead. So now I'm going to show you a demo of the Einstein referral scoring. So I've come into my retail banking homepage. So what I'm going to do is first create a lead, and we'll see that lead being scored. I'll enter some of the lead information. It's a new lead. Brett here that I entered is interested in a credit card, and maybe he wants a $5,000 limit on that card. And he's from Happy Corporation. And the person that is referring Brett or creating this referral is Bill Campbell. He's the bank teller. Let's save that lead. So now that lead is going to get passed on to the person in the bank that deals with those that are looking for credit cards. So I'm switching over to that persona and going over to the homepage. So you see this is a new widget that we created. It's called Einstein Top Referrals. I'm going to look at those that have expressed interest in credit cards in the last 30 days. So unlike this assistant that's showing all of the leads in no particular order, Einstein Top Referrals is going to show them in the order that they were scored. So I see those leads that are most important, that have the highest scores, right on top. I can click into those leads if I want to take some action on them, like log a call or create a task, send an email. I'd like to show you in the back end what this looks like when it's being set up and what are the predictive factors that are really being looked at. If I go into setup, I can search on Einstein Referral Scoring for Financial Services Cloud. It shows the 3 different models that we're shipping, and I can drill into the express interest for credit card. It's predicting whether that lead is going to be converted. And the scorecard shows me that the prediction quality has been actually pretty good about this prediction. It shows me what I'm predicting, and it also shows the top predictor. So it looks like the potential value is a big prediction, the income is, and the relationship length. I can go into detail on each one of these and see how much the conversion is related to any of these different predictors. It looks like value, income, relationship length are really important, whereas home ownership, most used channels don't matter as much as the others. So that's what we have for Einstein Referral Scoring.
Awesome. Now, how is that? I'm kind of curious, how is this different from Einstein Lead Scoring that's in Sales Cloud?
Right. So Einstein Lead Scoring in Sales Cloud looks at a lot of the factors that are related to that particular lead, whereas Referral Scoring will look at factors across the board. So the referral, the person who's referring, who's being referred, details about the account, and even who the referral is going to within the organization. So we're looking across multiple objects to come up with those predictions.
All right. Well, let's talk about Lightning Scheduler with Sam.
Great. Thanks, Justin. I'd love to. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about guest appointments with Lightning Scheduler first. Lightning Scheduler has always been a precision scheduling solution for Salesforce. It's a fantastic solution to get your employees in touch with your customers. Now, one of the things that all of our customers have asked for over the past year or so has been the ability to allow for prospects in their organization to be funneled to their organization through a Salesforce community or through their own website. Prior to this, Lightning Scheduler allowed for users to log into their account with their bank or, let's say, wealth management firm and be able to manage their finances and set up appointments with their financial advisors. Now, with guest user scheduling, we're allowing for additional functionality that we had never had before, allowing for people who are prospects to set up appointments with people in your organization. So the nice thing about that is that they don't need to have an account with you. They just come to your website, fill in some lead information, and then suddenly they're in your organization talking to people, adding new users to your user base. So really exciting. Some really cool attributes about guest user scheduling is that it is a out-of-the-box flow template. So you don't necessarily need to set up all the little pieces of guest user scheduling the way you would with maybe a standard guest user experience in communities. You can use the out-of-the-box template flow for Lightning Scheduler to plug that into your community. In addition, we provide APIs for guest user scheduling to allow for customers to set up their own guest user experience if they would like through their own website. Now, one more thing that's really interesting about guest user scheduling and that all of our customers should be excited about is that it's free. So let's go ahead and get into this demo experience and show you a little bit more about guest user scheduling. So here you can see in a community that this community is actually an unauthenticated community. I'm in an incognito window, and you can see that I have not signed in. If you look at the upper right-hand corner of this page, login is shown. So let's go ahead and set up an appointment as if I was a prospect. I click on Investments, and I'm taken to a page where I can select the type of meeting I'd like to have. I'd like to have it in person. Now, I'm going to go ahead and find a location that's convenient for me. So I'm going to look by my zip code, 94105. San Francisco is convenient, and there is San Francisco One Market with all the times that are available. I'm going to go ahead and find that location and select it, and I'm going to pick a person that I'd like to speak to. Now, I've heard good things about Jessica Thompson through a friend, so I'm going to go ahead and pick her. And Tuesday next week on the 19th from 10:45 to 11:45 works for me. Now, I don't have an account with this bank, and I don't know how to talk to them about investing yet, but I do want to go ahead and make sure that they have information about me so that when I walk in, I can have a meaningful conversation. So I fill in my lead information, and I'm all set to go ahead and have that conversation. What's nice about the guest user scheduling flow is that it automatically creates that lead for you as an organization and associates that with an appointment that was just created. So with that said, the topic and information will be filled out, and we'll switch over to our org so you can see that in the Salesforce org. So there you can see that that lead is actually created in Salesforce and can now be interacted with as a prospect for the organization. Now, one additional thing I'd like to show you is that that template flow can be customized. So you can clone that flow and use it in your own ways in your organization. So that way, scheduling is tailored to your experience. So with that said, I'm gonna wrap up on guest user scheduling and tell you about the next piece of functionality. So now I'm going to show you the Lightning Scheduler Setup Assistant. Now, the Setup Assistant is intended to help admins in an organization set up Lightning Scheduler from scratch. Right now with Lightning Scheduler, you would go through the help and training and set up the functionality as you would normally with any other Salesforce product. But we want to make it easier for admins. So we've created a clean and simple setup experience that allows admins to go through step by step and set up each element in the Lightning Scheduler experience. In addition, on the side there, we have help and training and links out to a Trailhead that we've produced for Lightning Scheduler. One last thing that's really interesting about this is if you haven't set up Lightning Scheduler yet, but you want to show the rest of your organization exactly how Lightning Scheduler works, you can click on a quick link and see a quick tutorial about the appointment flow. So that's a pretty cool functionality that we've introduced, is that Setup Assistant. So now I'm going to demo it to you and show you exactly how that Setup Assistant will work as an admin. Switching over, we'll see as an admin that you can add this page into your Lightning Scheduler setup app. It's called the Lightning Scheduler Setup Assistant. You can see at the top panel, there's a progress section, and you'll see where that goes in a second. Right now, we're only 7% complete. If we'd like, we can reset progress and start over. And you can see all of the different steps that we've taken are cleared. When we start with the get started with Lightning Scheduler, you can set up permissions, create operating hours, create service appointment locations, all the things that you need in order to have that tailored experience that you've seen with Lightning Scheduler. So if I were to click on any of these elements, that would launch me out into my help and training page. If I want to create any of these elements, I can create them right here on the page. All of that is contained in one space for me to find my way through. And once I'm done, I can even see a final rollout of Lightning Scheduler by clicking Schedule Service Appointment. So I can test that without even having to add it to my objects. One thing that is also really exciting about this is the View Sample Service Appointment. You can see here that you have the experience that you might have once you're finished setting up Lightning Scheduler. Just by clicking Next, you can click through the experience and see there again, setting up an investment appointment. Once you've set up that investment appointment, you're picking your locations, the branch, even identifying additional people with multi-resource scheduling and adding them into the appointment, and then saving that appointment. So you can see that gives you a quick picture of how Lightning Scheduler should be used. So with that, we have a new Setup Assistant we're very excited to be rolling out. Now, I'm going to switch over to the one last topic, but before I do, I want to tell you a little bit about what drove us to build this functionality. A lot of our customers have existing websites for scheduling, and that makes complete sense. And we want to be able to support those websites with Lightning Scheduler and make Lightning Scheduler as extensible as possible for both developers and admins. So if you look, we've created two new API endpoints. One is for Get Service Territories, which allows you to find the people that or find the locations for people that you may want to work with. And then, of course, there's Create Service Appointments. Prior to this, we had two other APIs, but this will round out the picture so that our customers can set up their own tailored experiences without having to have any additional flows or without even having to pay for a community. Now, this is something that our customers are very excited about and have started to pick up. An additional thing that we've introduced on top of these APIs is the ability to actually have a bot schedule your appointments. Now that's really huge for our customers. It saves them time and resources from having to have individuals book appointments for their users. So if they'd like, they can adopt this from the App Exchange, and you can go ahead and download our template and modify it. What it allows you to do is plug in a bot that will communicate with customers on your community and set up those appointments on the customer's behalf. They can self-serve from end to end. So it's built for customizability, and it allows you to integrate with all the rest of the cool licensing and messaging tools that we have in Salesforce. So I'm going to just quickly jump over and show that to you. So let's jump over to my desktop. On my desktop here, we have the Chronos Bot on the App Exchange. Just search for Chronos or Lightning Scheduler. Either will do, and you'll end up finding your Chronos Bot on the App Exchange. You can click Get It Now and install it in your org, and you have all the abilities to customize this bot and have communication asynchronously with your customers, really saving you time and money. So last but not least, and I know you're excited about this one, Justin, is the ability to have Trailhead modules. Now, Financial Services Cloud always introduces new functionality to train our users. And these are all enabling insurance agents or individuals who are focusing on Insurance Agent Console for sales and service to learn a little bit more about that experience. In addition, we've done some bug fixes, and we've done a trespass of previously released content. So we're very excited about some of the new functionality in Trailhead.
Awesome. Well, thanks for providing all this wealth of information for us, and thank you for joining us. I can't wait to hear how you're using the new features to innovate, so let's keep the conversation going in the Release Readiness community, where all the Trailblazers can meet to be release ready. Thanks.